Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm excited to share my January favorites with you guys, and I have a lot of really great things as far as fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. All the products that I mentioned will be linked down in the description box below. But before we jump in, I want you guys to leave me a comment down below letting me know your January favorites, but I also really want to know what you guys are doing right now, because as I was getting ready for this video, I had the random thought and I was curious as to what you guys are doing when you're watching my videos. Like, are you on the go or are you kind of winding down for the day? I'm just curious. Let me know down in the comments. I personally always watch YouTube as I'm getting ready in the morning because I get ready at my desk, but I also watch it at night when I'm winding down. So I'm just curious. Let me know what you're up to right now. But I'm excited to share my favorite things from January with you guys. It is one of my goals to share a monthly favorites every single month this year, so we will see how well I do. But of course, I couldn't miss January. I have a lot of really great things, so let's jump in. So at the end of January, I went to Asheville for a bachelorette trip, and I was honestly a little bit concerned about being really cold because I knew we would be out and about the majority of the day and into the night as well. And it was like an Arctic blast going through. So it was in the 20s pretty much the whole weekend. And in Georgia, I just don't go out when it's freezing. So I don't really have proper like really cold wear, and I was a little worried about it. So I hopped on I was gonna say Instagram. I hopped on Amazon because I was short of time and I needed something prime delivered. I actually had to pay for 1-day shipping for this, but I found this coat and I fell in love with the pale pink color. It comes in a lot of neutral colors. You don't have to get pale pink, but of course I was a sucker and had to have it. I will insert a picture here because I was definitely the most extra on our hike, but I was so warm and comfortable, and I just stay true to myself, you know. I love girly things, so even if I'm hiking, I'm still trying to look cute. But this coat actually surprisingly kept me so warm, and it is only $49. And when I first got it, I was still a little worried because it feels so lightweight and soft and comfortable, but it kept me warm all throughout a hike. So if you're looking for an affordable coat, definitely check this one out. I have worn this sweater to death this month. I wore it in my weekend vlog, my last video, and I wore it last night for date night. I wore it in Asheville, and I also mentioned it in my recent buys. So this sweater has definitely been something that I've reached for a lot. It's from Target. I just love the little bubbles on it, but also just like the oversized fit of it. This is actually an extra large, and I've just worn it nonstop. So it's definitely a favorite, and it's also really affordable. I think it was $35. I don't know what I just did to my camera. Hopefully everything is okay. But Club Monaco did a sweater just like this 2 years ago. I loved it so much, but it was $350, and I just ain't about that life. This one is from Halogen. It feels honestly just as nice. I actually picked mine up on sale. I just love the bow details. It might not be in stock. They keep going in and out of stock because it is on sale right now, but I wanted to mention it here because I have worn it a good bit this January. This also might not be available because it went on sale, and I did share that over on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram already, that's like the easiest way to keep up with things I'm sharing, because I share sale alerts and all of that good stuff on Instagram stories. But I've worn this a ton just because it's so thick and warm. This thing is like the whole reason I survived Asheville, probably. I wore it, I think, every night because it's just so warm. It's not the most comfortable scarf to wear just because it is really thick, kind of like a blanket scarf. Like, it just is really big and massive. So it's more so for a practical thing, or if I just drape it along my jacket. I really like that look as well. I'll insert some pictures so you guys can see it on, but I really love the pastel colors of this. I actually picked this up in the Nordstrom anniversary sale last year, and I just now got around to wearing it the last 2 months just because it's so thick and warm. But I love the colors, and if you can find it on sale, I definitely recommend. My last fashion favorite is definitely these bow earrings. I have just worn these so much and reached for them a ton. I remember when Gal Meets Glam shared a very similar earring, and I fell in love, and I clicked on it, and it was like $500, and I was like, why. They were Oscar de la Renta and very fancy, but these are from Bobble Bar and way more affordable. They're 40 bucks, but I have just reached for them a ton. I really like the white shade, but they also come in black and gold. But I find that the white just pops so much more and you can see it a lot better against my features. I just really love them. I will give you guys a heads up. My first pair actually did, the beads started falling off, and it was only one pair, so I felt like it was like just that pair. So I ordered a different pair and I returned the damaged pair, and I haven't had any issues with these. So if your beads do fall off, mine, like the whole entire, like this part fell off. So I just ended up exchanging them. So if that happens to you, definitely exchange them for a new pair. And if it happens to this pair, I'll just return them and be very, very sad because I love the design. But I've already worn these and haven't had any issues with those. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that in case your pair actually does that. I had no problem exchanging, and I've had no problem with these ever since. Moving into beauty, the first thing I definitely have to mention is eyelash extensions. I finally just bit the bullet and tried them. It's something I had contemplated for years. Like, it's almost ridiculous. Like, even when I was getting married, I thought about doing eyelash extensions. But I was honestly just terrified of it because I didn't know if the risk outweighed the benefits, if that makes sense. I was just concerned that I would have a bad reaction first and foremost, and that my eyes would like swell shut. And then I was also concerned about the damage. So I just was like, I'll just stay with New Lash, which if you don't use a lash serum, I've used New Lash and I have had really great results with that. But it finally just got to the point where with filming videos, I was putting strip lashes on all the time and peeling it off, and it was just uncomfortable and getting old having all these eyelash extensions, but lash strips everywhere. And I finally just bit the bullet and got it because my friend Haley Page, she's also a YouTuber, I met her in October and she had just gotten hers done, and I was really jealous, and I was like determined to get them done at that point. And I have loved it. I'm definitely going to do a full review. If that's not up already, I will add it in when it is. It's almost done right now, so it should be up really soon. I just did a lot of research, and there were a couple things that I would have liked to have had a heads up about that I will include in my review, just my experience with them. But I have just honestly loved them to death. I don't know if I can maintain it forever because it is an investment, but since I have such blonde eyelashes, it has made the biggest difference because I wake up with black lashes. So it's just been really nice, and I've really enjoyed them so far. My next favorite is my brow pencil, and I have used the Anastasia brow products for years. I just like the color of it, so I always just kind of go back to it. But recently I got this brow definer instead because they were out of the Brow Wiz, and I've actually never really heard anyone talk about this. Everyone raves about the Brow Wiz, which is a great product, but I actually think I like the brow definer more just because it's just a lot thicker. And so I find that I can do my brows just a lot quicker and make them a little darker and thicker, which I like. So I use the color blonde. I've used caramel as well, but I just prefer blonde because I don't like the red tones in the caramel. And this is also just lighter. If you use Anastasia, definitely try the brow definer and let me know what you think. I have one skincare product to mention, and I don't want to go too in depth in this just because I do plan on filming a really detailed skincare routine next weekend, but I just had to mention it because I have fallen in love with this product and it's made such a big difference in my skin. This is the Paula's Choice Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution. So this is a 2% salicylic acid product, and that basically just means it's an exfoliator. It's a chemical exfoliator. And the benefits of using that type of product is not only will it help clear like breakouts, but it will also really help with the post-acne redness that still kind of looks like acne or acne scarring, but it's actually still just inflammation in your skin that your body will eventually get rid of as you exfoliate. So if you have like that post-acne inflammation, just stick with an exfoliator. It's not necessarily that you're treating scars, it's just still shedding that skin that you need to get rid of. So if you have acne prone skin, stay tuned for my skincare routine, but go ahead and buy this because you will not be disappointed. I've had just such good results from this, and it has been probably my most favorite of January. Moving into lifestyle favorites, my first one is the Capri Blue Volcano Candle, and this is actually the first time that I have tried it, which I know sounds ridiculous because this is probably the most popular candle scent of all time. I just always hear about it year after year. And so I found this one in Francesca's. They were having 50% off, and I was like, this is the time to finally try this candle. I actually don't love burning candles because they give me headaches, and I just use like essential oil diffusers, but I actually haven't even burned this candle, and it still is a favorite because I leave it open in this room, and every time I come in here, I'm like, it smells so good. When I brought it home, I had Tim smell it. I was like, babe, smell how good. There's like a fuzz floating. I was like, babe, smell this candle. It smells so good. He actually really likes candles, and the first thing that came out of his mouth was, oh, it's the Anthropologie store. And then my first thought was, wow, I take you shopping too much and I love you. But it just smells really good. And I also really like the mercury glass ones from Anthropologie. I just think they look really nice as home decor, but it also smells really great. So now I know what all the hype is about, just because it's just a really good unisex smell for your home. For my 30th birthday this month, my parents got me some AirPods, and I honestly love these so much more than I was expecting. I don't know, I just feel like these were made for me just because I have the hardest time with technology. For one, I have a set of Bluetooth headphones and I never use them because I have the hardest time getting them to pair. It takes me like so long, and then when they finally pair, I'm just kind of over it. So I love that I can just put these in my ear and I'm good to go. I don't have to fight with Bluetooth. And it's also really nice because I put these in at work and listen to Instagram stories or that type of thing, or even watch YouTube videos. And if someone comes up to ask me a question or just chit chat, I can just take them out of my ear and it pauses whatever I'm listening to. So that is super nice. And the probably third reason that these are made for me is the fact that the battery life is really good. So the case actually has a charge as well as the AirPods. So I just love that because I have the hardest time keeping things alive. Like, my Apple Watch would be dead every single day if it weren't for my husband plugging it in. So I don't have to worry about these dying all the time because the case has like a backup charge. Also, if you're curious, I did get a little silicone case to go over mine just because this is a lot easier to keep up with, and I really like the golden pink. But it just kind of makes them easier to find in my purse, and I'm not as worried about losing them. And you can like hook them on if you're taking them in and out of the gym. That's definitely something that if you lose things all the time, these may not be the best thing for you, because you do have to keep up with them, because if you lose one, you're kind of screwed. My last favorite is my planner, and I have always been the type of girl that I've loved office supplies. As soon as my mom would let me like walk to CVS, which is like a mile away from the house, I would do that all the time and spend all my allowance money on new notebooks. I've just always had a thing for cute office supplies. However, when it came to planners, I never really followed through and used one throughout the year. I would always like get one in January, and then I would want a new one in August when the new planners came out. But up until last year, I never was a true planner person. But now that I work full time, and then I have this YouTube channel and my blog on the side, it is like crucial. I would not function without it now. So it's definitely a favorite this month just because it has helped keep up with things and kind of pre-plan things and make my life so much easier. So this year I'm using the Day Designer. They did send this to me because I did a giveaway with them last month, and I gave one away to one of my Instagram followers. But the year before that, I used the Simplified Planner, and I was just curious about the differences between the two because I find that they're always kind of compared because they're kind of similar, but they are definitely different. And I honestly think I like the Day Designer more just because of how the pages are laid out. It's very similar to the Simplified Planner, but it's not as simple, which if you've used both, you know what I'm saying with that. But they had the same like today and to-do list. However, I really like that this one has like the top section, like the top 3: do, dinner, don't forget, dollars, and then this notes section. And I really do like the daily gratitude as well. So I've just really enjoyed this, and honestly, my life would be in shambles without a planner. All right, y'all, those were all my favorite things from January. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave me a comment letting me know your current favorites and also what you're doing right now, because I'm really nosy like that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're not already following me over on Instagram, I will leave my handle down here. I would love to connect with you guys over there. That's where you can kind of keep up with daily outfits and also just more interaction on stories, which is one of my favorite things. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.